This week we are going to cover Chapter 4 from the textbook. As you will see, there is a bit of overlap between the documentary in the last module and where we begin Chapter 4, which is 1848 to 1900. This selection of text will tell us about the American Southwest, so be sure to read through the text. I've also included a link to a very interesting article written by a scholar, but it was an opinion piece submitted to the New York Times, and it's called When Americans Lynched Mexicans. And there was a study that was conducted on lynching in the United States. Primarily that affected blacks, but it also directly impacted the Mexican American community or the Mexican immigrants of the day. So read through that article. And the film that we're going to watch this week isn't very long. It's only about 30 minutes long, but it's a documentary, and it's about this guy, John Valdez, who's a documentary filmmaker. And the entire film is called The Head of Joaquin Murrieta. And loosely, if you were to get a context here, Murrieta was the character Zorro was based on this guy. So we also have an interview that we're going to watch with John Valdez where he talks about the film. So all of this will kind of play in together. We'll look at some of the violence that was carried out in the Southwest, that was carried out by Americans, settlers, those who were pushing westward, taking land, and how that impacted people who were living in that land or coming into America while this expansion was taking place. And it gives us a picture of the struggle that the Mexicans were facing at the time. So read Chapter 4 in your textbook. Read the short article about the lynchings that occurred in America, and also view the film, The Head of Joaquin Murrieta, as well as the interview with the filmmaker. And those two pieces are only 30 minutes each that you'll view. So not a lot like you saw last module. There was a lot of material. So this is not as heavy. The article even is very short. So one chapter, a short article, and the film about Joaquin Murrieta and the interview with the filmmaker. Then this week you will complete quiz for week 3 and complete discussion number 4, and you will write summary response number 3. And all of those are due by Monday morning of the following week. So whenever a module ends, everything's due basically by 8 a.m. Monday morning, when the course, when a normal kind of work day would begin, if you will. So if you have questions, you know where to reach me, jweatherford@ntcc.edu.